Good afternoon, this is Cheryl Lentz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, doing my follow-up Friday. I'm sorry, I didn't even send out a warning because I was frantically trying to get a card together. I had it almost together and then I lost the stamp, but I found it was on one of my catalogs that I had laid on top of it. So never put your stamps on your desk without putting them on an acrylic block. They're so much harder to lose when you do that. So then we spent a lot of time looking for that. It was crazy. I am going to show you one card, and then I was going to try to put one card together. So I don't know. I don't know how it'll turn out. But let's turn the camera around. Thank you for joining me. If you're joining me now, you're joining me later. Susie, we're thinking and praying about you. Susie from Florida. I haven't heard from you. So just everybody take care. I'm going to flip this around real quick here. Close your eyes if you get motion sickness. If you don't like to take a trip, close your eyes. Here we go. Whoop. There we go. All right, so I did get one card done, and it was the one I initially was thinking about. So remember we did the twisted ribbon technique. These little things here. Ta-da, ta-da. And then I did one with the occasions for everything. So here is that. So here's my little girl's birthday, winter birthday thing. So I used two different sets. So I used Celebrate with tags with the dimensional, or with the dies that go with it. And then I used, let's see here. What else did I use? Oh, yeah, here are the dies. So these are the Celebrate tag dies. So these dies make up these tags, and they make up, there's just a lot of little cute extra things. I did these candles down here, and I used, yeah, that's all. So this is the mitten I lost. Anyhow, and I kind of mixed up all my colors here because this is, at first I was going with Flirty Flamingo, doesn't match as well with this paper. So this is polished pink. And so here we go. Ta-da. There is the Christmas birthday card. And this is the Sweet Sorbet ribbon. But I wanted it to have a little bit of sparkle and shine, so it's like holding the mittens together. And then I used these cute little dots here are the solid faceted gems. If you haven't seen these in the catalog, or you need to see them in person because it's way better than the catalog. But look at how pretty they are. Vibrant, really cool colors. I could have gone with the soft pink, but I went with a little bit brighter since this is shaded spruce for my gloves. I was trying to match up with the green here. I at first put down Pear Pizzazz, but I don't know. I didn't like that. I like the bolder. And then I offset this. So I used these, I used the deckled rectangle dies for the happy birthday. I used a bunch of stuff, didn't I? A bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with anything else. But there you go. I was happy with that one. And then I did emboss the background with the little snowflake, folder. Embossing folder. So, ta-da. I wanted to try one more that I didn't put together. I didn't get it put together. So I'm going to move all this stuff away. I'm going to lose it over there. And then this is the one that I really wanted to work with. I love this one with this cottage rose. So I just pulled out paper. So I pulled out crumb cake and early espresso. And then I thought I might put a little more of the DSP on the front. So hello Cheryl. Let me pull that out here somewhere. I have it. I put this stuff away and then I pull it out and I have everything at my fingertips, and then, I just make a mess. So, let's see. Of course, I can't find it because I want it. Here it is. Okay. So here's my container with all the beautiful paper. So I'm going to set that off to the side for a minute and let's get started. And I think because I'm doing the browns, I'm using early espresso crumb cake for the inside, and I would use vanilla. I think the very vanilla gives it a softer look. So I'm thinking I have to decide. I think what I'm going to do opposite of what I usually do, just because I pulled this stuff out of my scraps, I'm going to do the base in the early espresso. Normally I would have the base lining everything, but I'm going to do it different and see what happens. And whatever happens, happens. So I'll tell you the measurements on this. So I'm cutting the cardstock at 5.5. If I know where that is, there we go. So I'm cutting the cardstock at 5.5. And it's going to go 5.5 by 6 3/4. So here we go, 6 3/4. So I had to bring out the arm of my base here. There we go. And then I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches. So here we go. Score. Because when it comes out, then you're going to fold opposite, right? This is the valley, so that's what I'm going to fold. So here we go. So I have this now. I'll have to cut some more, but that's the base of our card. The big decision is if this piece goes here or this piece goes over here. The reason I would like it on this side is only because I can put something here and have most of it showing, like on this one. You know, if I put something here and then I put the cottage rose, if I put something on here, it's going to cover up a lot of that, unless I put it off to the side. But still, I like it on the side here. So I'm going to cut my inside piece here. I'm going to cut that at 5 1/4 by 4. So here we go. 5 1/4 by 4. And then my twisted ribbon section, this will go right in here. And then my twisted ribbon section goes here. And then I'll get a vanilla piece that I would be 5 by, let's see here. I believe I did, let me look on this one. I did 5 by 1 3/4. All right. So here's some vanilla. This is cut at 5 by 1 3/4. So that gives me the inside, 50% done. And that's going to go right here. Okay. Even that looks bright next to it, but that's okay. There we go. So that'll go inside. When you close, you still see most of that. So I'm going to put the background on here. So the piece of crumb cake I want to put on this edge here. So I'm going to go 5 1/4. And I'm just going 1/4 inch in. So this is 5 1/2. So I'm going to go 5 1/4 by 2 1/4 for my little piece of crumb cake here. 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. And that'll give me my base. 2 1/4. Okay. That's going to go right here. And then that's where I was thinking about putting some of a piece of DSP on this, like covering this whole piece with some of the DSP. But let's see. I mean, even if it was this piece that matches, let's see how that would look. And then just going with a verse over the top. So I think I'm going to do that. I like that look. And then we'll have a verse over here. So let's do that. So this piece was 5 1/4 by 2 1/4, right? How soon so 5 by 2, same as this piece here. I should know that right off the top of my head. Okay, 5 by 2. I'm turning this around because I want it a little more You know, some of it is not as busy as other pieces. There we go. That's good. So 5 by 2, that's going to go here. This is a little bit of winging it, folks. So that's going to go there. And you've got lots of activity here, so I think that's kind of neat. Now, Cottage Rose that's this whole thing. The other thing about this paper, and I'm not going to do it on this one, but you know, you can color this in even though there's that background. Let's play with that a little bit for a minute. Let's get this done and then I'll see how that looks. I haven't done it before, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. So let's go Feel Better Soon. It's going to be fab. I like that. Okay. And the thing is, I'm looking for a verse that's up and down because this is pretty narrow. So we will use Chocolate Chip. It's going to be fab. I'm going to use that in here. Here we go. My thought before I came on was that I was just going to stamp on the front there and make it all, I was just going to stamp on the front. So you'd have all the line drawings like you do on the DSP, but I like it like that with the DSP in there. So I'm going to use Early Espresso. I generally go with the darker color when I'm putting in the verses. This is for a dear friend. It's going to be fab. I bought this set because of that. It has a special meaning for our group. All right, and let's see here. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap. We got to decide what we want to, what verse in the front here. And I think we're going to do You Are Positively the Greatest. I think we're going to do the Feel Better Soon, and that's why it's going to be fab. You're going to be fab. Feel Better Soon. Here we go. I like that. We could do Feel Better Soon, or we could do Happy Birthday, but then I think you'd have to put something else on there. Let's see. Let's just see. I'm going to put this on here. Now, I think that this one, I know it has die cuts, but I didn't pull those out. So let me put that there. Put that there. And if this is going to be here, I guess we're going to have to do a flower or something around that. We could, let me just see about pulling that out. I don't know where it is. Let me look here. Cottage Rose is what I'm looking for here. I'm stepping away for a moment because I am not prepared. I'm just admitting that right now. Okay, let's see here. Nope. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not prepared. Hopefully you'll see a cute card in the end. It's not in there. Well, we might have to go with something else. Chic dies. When all else fails and you can't find what you're looking for, then you just do something. Here it is. Yay! Okay, I think this is it. Cottage flowers. I think it would look pretty with a flower on with just a little bit of color, like a very pale pink and a really light, maybe green. So, and we can put that, we can put these little flowers in there. Now, if I'm going to color these, I'm going to go with Memento to stamp them in. Come on. Because we could have these around there, and then we could have a greenery. I'm not sure what I'm going to use, but we're going to do it all and then see what we want. Put it all on, see what we want to do. I don't know. Let's put this here. And actually, I'm going to stamp it in the Early Espresso. I'm going to do that. It's very light. I have to find another block. I don't have all my blocks by my desk here today. So I have to work like most people work, where you don't have 15 blocks on your desk. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to do that too. I'm going to stamp that over here, because these will be cut out. All right. This is all just, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just give this a good try. All right, here is that. Here are the dies. But I usually color it before I cut it out. It's easier to move around this big piece of paper than a little piece of paper. So if I'm looking at my very lightest green, you know, my go-to green is always Old Olive, because, you know, it's been here the longest. And I think this is a nice subtle color for that. And I think we're going to go with the dark petal pink for the flower. We're going to put a little bit of color, just a little. So here's our green. And it's just going to go behind the verse, I think. I think that's what the plan is in my head right now. We don't know what it's going to turn out to be. There we go. And here's this. I have to turn it so I'm looking at the... So I'm not going to color it all in. I'm just going to go a little bit here and there. I'm going to color the center, but the petals I'm not going to. I'll color the centers, and then just a little bit here and there, because I want it subtle. I don't want to... I mean, I think this paper is so rich, and so it doesn't need a lot. We just have to decide what we're going to cut that out in, what shape. And maybe we'll use the deckled. I think that's too big. The deckled rectangles again. That's too big. I don't want that. I want something smaller. So perhaps the oval punch. But let me get my Mighty Mini over here. That was at my fingertips. My Mighty Mini, and we're going to cut those out. So I have plate number 1, plate number 2, my Mighty Mini, the DSP, or we're making the flower here. Here's the leaf. I didn't color in the stem. I'm just leaving it. I thought about using, I would have to use the marker, Early Espresso marker, and I think I'm not going to do that. Oh, I remember. So these flowers, look at this. These flowers cut out, but you have to use this big, huge die. So let's go ahead and cut out our leaf. Then I'll show you how that works. I remember. It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. And perhaps we'll need another leaf. I don't know. But I'm going to make this stay better. When I line these up, I'm just kind of watching the outline. You're always going to have a little bit of white or the vanilla, you know, a little bit of color around it. But, okay, here we go. It moved a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. You can use washi to hold it down. But if you're in a hurry and you're not prepared, and if you get it coming out like that, so this is what I do to fix it. I just take my scissors, my handy little paper snips, and I just cut a little of the extra away. It's not that you can't use it. Ta-da. There we go. Sometimes I'll do that anyhow, because if I wanted a closer cut than what the die shows. That was not the issue here. The issue was my positioning of the paper. So, but look, it's all fixed. Okay. Now, this is the crazy part. So you have this whole big piece. I'm going to cut this off. You have this whole big die, but it does fit around these flowers here, like this. Ta-da. So instead of having a separate piece, you can just cut out these 3 flowers, but you have to use your big die. the big girl die. There we go. And I think I might use a little washi to hold it down here. Do I have some? I do. Oh, that's not washi. That's for my chair. Well, I'm not going to use any washi today because I just don't want to. I don't have it here. Okay, here we go. There. Okay, let's get this out of the way. See? Ta-da! Then you have 3 separate flowers using the big die. And we are going to... I'm glad you can't see behind here because it's a mess. I think I'm going to use the oval punch, maybe, if I have it in here. Do I have the oval punch? Nope. I bet it's in a bucket. Okay, let's just play with this for a moment. So here is this. And then we can go with this. We can go with some flowers. Like this. We can go with the verse. And we can do another flower down here, I think. But let's figure out what to cut this out with. Do you have the stitch shapes dies? That's too big. Thank you. I just need a little tiny, I think this one. Yeah. I think that'll work. Okay, let's bring the Mighty Mini back over here. I made a mess. Sorry. Okay. So the stitch shape's one of my favorites because they have so much, so many options in it. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, normally I have this, I have a layer behind it. And perhaps instead of a layer, I might just do, here, let's move that over. Let's put this in where we want it. Let's put this in here. And we might do this opposite. So if this goes up here, it fits on there nicely. And we go like this, down here, like a little nice sprig of flowers here. Keep them together. And some of the flowers, like the leaves, are in the background, so I would glue those down. But then the flowers, I will probably pop up. I don't know. Let's see here. Maybe I do like it like that and one up here. What do you think? I'm talking to myself here. No, I think I will keep the flowers together. Like that. I want that off on an angle. And this one down here. There we go. Okay, let's glue it together. Enough messing around with it. Let me find my glue. Maybe it'll come out and, you know, maybe it won't. I'm full of cardstock. Did you think I was going to say something else? Just cardstock. I'm just full of cardstock. Let's see here. Here we go. This paper is lovely. All right. So I'm going to go with this up here. I'm going to glue this down, and then I just have to go with whatever works out. Because I could sit and rearrange this all day. And sometimes I do that. It's probably not healthy, but sometimes I do that. I can't decide. So I'm going to pop this up, my verse, because we want that to stand out. So we're going to go Feel Better Soon, and it goes right across there. That fits nicely on there. And then my little flowers, I'm going to pop these up too, I think, the big ones. And then maybe the little one I like to have different levels, right? So maybe the little one I'll glue down. Oops. If it sticks there, I guess it's meant to be there, right? And then this one. And then this one I'm going to glue down, I think. Nope. I'm going to put a mini on there. I changed my mind. Here we go. The mini ones I like to pick up with the paper, with the poker here. There we go. We're going to go like that. Ta-da. Okay, this is going to go on the base, the base of the card. I've been talking all day. I shouldn't be froggy today. We have stampers here today. Woohoo! We're working on projects all day. Everybody's working on their own project. It's pretty quiet because, you know, I'm talking. There we go. No, normally we have the music going and we listen to Pandora with Elvis radio. Those are all the songs we know. There we go. Ta-da. And then this one will go on here. Right here. Fits nicely on there. So you have a little bit of space in between. That looks clean. I like that. All right. This card is heavy due to all the DSP with that twisted ribbon technique. Okay. Ta-da! It needs a ribbon. So what are we going to put on here? Vanilla. And I don't like silver with it. Let's see here. I want a little gold. I want a little sparkle. This is very pretty. So this one is the satin edged ribbon. We're going to put a bow somewhere. I think I'll leave it small. Let's see where we want to go with it. I'm going to leave some extra long tails on in case I want to kind of wind the ribbon tail down around the flowers or something. Whoops. Keeping my options open. Here's my scissors. There. There. Sometimes you just need a little bit of sparkle. So here's this. Okay. So do you put it down? I think we're going to put it up here. And we're going to leave the long tails so that it's sort of at an angle. I don't like it above it. It's not enough room. I don't want to cover up the flowers. We're just going to put it right here. I'm just going to go at a little angle there and put it right there. So I'm just picking up a couple of glue dots. I like to stack them. And I want it right around there. I can cut the tails if I want to. There. Ta-da. We're going to cut this one just a little more. And this one here. Just a little. We could doll it up a little bit more with some gold. What do we have? Oh, I know. And I was going to show you one other thing that I did. We used the brass, brushed brass on the card that I did the other day. I forgot to show that online. I added a little bling to that. The brushed matte dots. I'm thinking, but this, no, I think they're too small. I was thinking about the brass butterflies, but I'm not sure that I like that tiny little size. Oh, I know. How about some champagne rhinestones? That goes good with the pink. Just a little bit. See that? That goes good. And it'll draw your eye kind of around. Makes it a happy card. Okay. I'm going to go up here. Let's see here. I guess we'll go over here. And maybe, usually I do a triangle kind of thing. Maybe we're going to put this here. There. Ta-da. Little bit of sparkle. Okay. So, there we go. I'm going to move this way. So I use the brass dots. And I'm going to show you the two cards from the twisted ribbon technique. That's this piece here. So, ta-da! And there's the inside. Alrighty. Let me turn this around. And hope you like that. I think it's kind of fun. Pretty different. This is really subtle. This is kind of bright and cheery and fun. All right. Oh, ouch. Hi, Terry. All right, let's turn the camera. Coming back down. It's going to be me again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. I will be back on Tuesday for Talking on Tuesday. If there's something in particular you want to see, let me know. Just still saying prayers for our friends in Florida. So y'all take care. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Bye-bye. Maybe not, if I can't hit the button. I'll just stay here until Tuesday, maybe.